Alright, so factoring sum and difference of cubes. So as you see on the top, you see two different formulas. Okay, so the first one, as you see, is for sum of cubes. Let's say you have a cube plus b cube. How would you factor that? Okay, so you do a plus b as one factor, and the second factor is, okay, so you square the first one and minus, you multiply first and last one, so a times b plus b squared. So there's a pattern, right, with the signs. As you see, if it is a cube plus b cube, so you have the first factor as a plus b, okay, and except the middle term, the others have all positive signs, but the middle term has negative sign here, and usually this is confused with let's say you have a minus b square, right? How do you expand that? You get a square minus 2ab plus b square. Usually this part of the formula is confused with this, okay, but do not. So when you expand a minus b square, so the middle term has 2, but this one doesn't, okay? If you want to take a note. If you have a cube minus b cube, this time you have one factor a minus b, okay, and then the second part, see a square, so the square of the first term, multiply first and second, and square of the last term, okay, if you think a cube b cube. So you just need to know these formulas, okay? These will not be given to you, all right? So let's apply that. So we have factor x cube plus 8. Okay, so we're gonna factor x cube plus 8. So this is x cube and 8 is 2 cube, right? So let's apply the formula. So x is a, 2 is b. So we do x plus 2 x squared minus 2x plus 4, if you just apply the formula. Is this okay? Alright. So now we have the next one. X cubed minus 64. So now it looks like this is difference of cubes. So this is x cubed and 64 is 4 cubed, right? 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So you get x cubed minus 4 cubed. So apply this time difference of cubes formula. You get x minus 4, x squared. So multiply a and b, multiply 4 and x, 4x plus 16. So this part usually not factorable. You may try, but this one doesn't have roots, okay? Sometimes if this not x squared but it's x to the power of 4 or something, you may get something factorable, but usually if it is like a trinomial, highest degree is 2, then this is not factorable, okay? It doesn't have roots. Even if you apply a quadratic formula, it will not give you any root, okay? Let's try the next one. So we have this, okay? So first term, 125 over 64 x cubed. So can we say that this is 5 over 4x cubed, right? Because cube root of 125 is 5. Cube root of 64 is 4, okay? Minus cube root of 27 is 3. Cube root of 1000 is 10, so 3 over 10 y cube. So after that we can apply the formula. So 5 over 4 x minus 3 over 10 y. Okay, open a bracket. What do we need to do? We need to take the square of 5 over 4x, gives you 25 over 16x squared. Is it okay? So you are taking the, so think that 5 over 4x is your A, okay, and 3 over 10y is your B. So now, as you see, with the second bracket, you need to take the square of A, okay, so you get 25 over 16x squared. Now, to get the second term here, you're going to multiply these two terms. So you are multiplying, let me do it on the side, okay, 5 over 4x times 3 over 10y. So you, when you're multiplying, you can directly simplify, okay, so 5 and 10 can be simplified, 1 and 2. And I think that's it, right? So you get 3 over 8 xy. 3 over 8 xy. Plus, you're taking the square of b. So 3 over 10y squared gives you 9 over 100y squared. Okay, so next one is x to the power of 9 minus 1. So we can write x to the power of 9 as x cube and 1 is 1 cube, obviously. Okay, now your a is x cube, your b is 1. Okay, so a minus b, so you do x cube minus 1. Then apply the formula again, a square, so a is x cube square gives you what? X to the power of 6, right? X cube square. So now you multiply a and b. So your a is x cube, your b is 1. So x cube times 1 is x cube. Okay, and then b square. Your b is 1, you get 1. Okay. Now, when you look at the first factor, x cubed minus 1, it is again difference of cubes. So you have to factor that one more time, right? X cubed minus 1. Yes?
Wouldn't it be for the second line for the second, minus x divided by 3?
But this was difference, right? When you look at the formula, the first one gets the negative sign, right? The first factor a minus b, but then the rest are positive. So when you look at both formulas, you see negative sign once only. Okay? So pay attention. It says positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, positive. So negative sign is only once.
Is x cubed to the cube x 27?
No. So if you have the rule is if you have a to the power of, let's say, 2 to the power of 4, what do? You multiply. If you have a power of a power, you multiply the powers. Okay? Okay, so x cubed minus 1, now we factor this. So your a is x, your b is 1, right? X cubed minus 1 cubed. So we apply difference of cubes once more. So x minus 1, and here a square, so x square, so multiply a and b, multiply x and 1, and then take the oh sorry, you can see, okay, sure, and then plus 1, and of course you still have x to the power of 6, x cubed plus 1. So if you make this equal to 0 and solve for x, so you don't get any value for these two factors, but you get only this one, okay? X equals 1 as an x-intercept. You wouldn't get any x values from these two. So you can't factor these two. Even you can try, but it's not going to work, okay? Even if you use quadratic formula, it's not going to work. So you only get 1 0 from this if you needed to get zeros. All right, next one. So it is a little bit more complicated, okay? You have x plus 3 cube minus 4x minus 1 cube. So difference of cubes, but in this case your a is x plus 3, your b is 4x minus 1, okay? So let's apply the formula. A minus b. A is x plus 3 minus b is 4x minus 1. Okay, that's the first part of the formula. Make sure you use brackets, because see, you will need to now distribute that negative sign, right? So now open another bracket. So what does the formula say, right? A square. So now a is x plus 3, so you need to square x plus 3 plus a times b. A is x plus 3, b is 4x minus 1 plus b square. b is 4x minus 1, so you need to square that. Okay. Now we will have to simplify this. Okay. So let's see what we get. So x plus 3. So distribute the negative sign. Negative 4x plus 1. Now in the second bracket, so you have x plus 3 square. So you know the shortcut, right? X plus 3 square. If you have, let's say, a plus b square, so expand it as a square plus 2ab plus b square, right? So apply that. So you get x square plus 6x plus 9. Now multiply, FOIL these two. So you have x plus 3 times 4x minus 1. So x times 4x, 4x squared. X times negative 1, negative x. 3 times 4x, 12x. 3 times negative 1, negative 3. Okay. Now we are going to take the square of 4x minus 1. So square of the first term, 16x squared. Multiply first and second, multiply it by 2, right? You are expanding a minus b squared. So we already have this formula at the top. A minus b squared, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay. So 16x squared minus 8x plus 1. Now collect like terms. So we get negative 3x plus 4. So x squared, so 5x squared plus 16, 21x squared. 6x minus x, 5x, plus 12x, 17x, minus 8x, 9x. So you have 9 minus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Okay. You could obviously factor the negative sign from the first term. 3x minus 4, 21x squared plus 9x plus 7. If there was anything to be factored out, you could do that. Okay. So related homework with difference and sum of cubes is here, page 182, from 2 to 5. Yes.
Will this be used for graphing or something?
Graphing. So let's say you need to factor to graph, right? You can use sometimes what? Factor theorem. Sometimes you may use group factoring, right? And sometimes if you have difference of cubes, so you use this shortcut to factor it. So it is about factoring and sketching graphs and stuff. Okay. So for now we are gonna skip those. Okay. We already did difference of squares with the first chapter. Okay. But I want to look at special cases. We kind of discussed this. I want to go over it one more time. Okay. So special cases. So if we have 3 terms, okay, like a trinomial, but as you see, when you look at the highest exponent is not 2, but in this case 4, 6, 4, okay. So, but the middle term has an exponent half as the highest one, okay. So 2 is half of 4. So when you look at the second example, x cubed x to the power of 6. So 3 is half of 6. Okay. When you look at the last example again, so the power of the second term is half of the power of the first term. So 2 is half of 4. So then this is what we can do. Okay, so we're going to replace the variable. So how about if we say x squared equals a? Alright, then I can say that x to the power of 4 is a squared. Okay, so now let's replace x to the power of 4 with a squared and x squared by a. Now you have a squared plus 2a minus 24, and this is something that you can factor, correct? You already know how to factor a trinomial. So this gives you a plus 6, a minus 4. Okay? But then the original question is not given to you with a, but with x. So you replace a with x squared. So x squared plus 6, x squared minus 4. Okay, so the first factor cannot be factorable further, but look at x squared minus 4. That is difference of squares, right? So we can factor that further. So you get x squared plus 6, x minus 2, x plus 2. So let's apply the same thing with the second example. X cubed, you can call it a. Then x to the power of 6 becomes a squared. So replace a squared plus 6a plus 9. So now this is a trinomial that you can factor. Okay, so that is, as you see, a squared is a perfect square, 9 is a perfect square, and the middle term is multiplication of those two and multiplied by 2. So this is a perfect square trinomial. So you get a plus 3 square. Okay, but then you need to replace a back with x cubed. Okay, so you get x cubed plus 3 square. If if this 3 was a cube of a number, let's say 27 or something, then you could use sum of cubes formula to factor it further. But 3 is not a cube of any number, so we just leave it like this. Okay, so next one, again x squared, we call it a. Then x to the power of 4 is a squared. So replace 6a squared plus 7a minus 5. So let's factor this. So what do you have? So one of them is gonna get 1 and 5, positive, negative. 10a minus 3a gives you 7a. Okay, so now you have to replace a with x squared, 3x squared plus 5, 2x squared minus 1.